This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
Blue smoke rolling down the mountain, blue smoke coming down the track. I've had that song in my head for days now since we've been in Dollywood. That song was playing incessantly, and I've just had it stuck in my head, so I had to open with that. But this is the LowcoSports Lowdown. Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and Marcus Walsh joining us, and we may see Max Araj at some stage. He is playing men's league baseball tonight, so he'll be coming in hot, and no telling whether he'll get to us in time. But if he does, we'll talk to him, see what he's up to. But yeah, as I mentioned, I spent my holiday weekish with the fam out in the Smokies. We checked out Dollywood. It was good times. Rode a lot of roller coasters. The Wild Eagle, outstanding, especially at night. The best rival to the Velocicoaster for me personally yet. It was good times, but I haven't been up to your country now, Cedar Point. I haven't been up that way, so one of these days. But good to be back in the saddle, back in the Lowco, and heading toward high school football season. And we got some news
coming
on that front today, boys. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I also got a clean bill of health from the doctor today.
Hey.
I mean some antibiotics to clear up a little thing I got going on, but like the blood work was on point. So pre-Dollywood blood work, good scheduling on my part, pre-twisted dog. So dodge the bullet for another year, and there we go. But how'd you boys spend your holiday? How y'all been? How you doing?
Doing great. I got to go to the beach. Final day there pretty much on July 4th. Had a good time, hung out with family, and then just chilled the rest of the weekend. Nice relaxation time, and looking forward to things ramping back up again in the next few weeks. But great to kick back and relax on the beach, eat some good food, and had a couple of hot dogs. Of course, you gotta have a couple of hot dogs, and yeah.
I actually did not have any hot dogs on July 4th for a change, but I was at the beach during the evening as well, late afternoon, early evening. Went to Coconuts there at the Beach and Tennis Resort on July 4th. Spent a bunch of time with my mom and dad yesterday.
I was there. I didn't see you.
And whatnot.
When were you there? Because I was there in the morning.
I was there in the afternoon. I was thinking about going and trying to see like the flyover and whatnot, but I didn't just because it was probably cloudy and
I was
whatever,
there.
So I stayed at home until Sam got off work.
Yep.
Then I met her out there.
Yeah, I was there for the flyover.
So it did happen.
1:30, they had the F-16s. They start from Myrtle Beach. They fly all the way down.
Yeah.
To the Low Country. They do it every 4th of July.
Salute to the shore, right?
Yep.
A lot of times it's really kind of hit or miss based off the weather, and it looked pretty cloudy. So I was like, I don't know if I would.
When I got to the resort, it was pouring, but then it was pretty solid the rest of the day into the evening. But yeah, we did get a little bit of rain. We haven't got too much rain this summer. It was bits and pieces, but.
We had a good bit, at times.
Well, we didn't get much of
the
tropical depression that was coming through.
Yeah.
That was a little bit north of us, the tropical depression.
Thankfully, yeah.
Yes.
Certainly hope everybody's staying safe with that for sure.
Just a little bit of rain, not too bad.
Put a lot of rain, I'm sure, in the Charleston area.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, we saw showers here and there. But nothing too crazy.
It's all good up in Dollywood.
Yeah,
we saw a bear. We saw him.
Bear.
He was just up in the trees, but like everybody in the park was like, "Look, here he is!" And we did see a groundhog who was just going to town on some clover. He got into some clover, and he was just going to town for a good while. That was cool. But we didn't get out into the woods much. But no, it's always nice to have the little break, and 4th of July for me always feels like the official like ramp up. Like if I haven't started reaching
go
out to
time.
coaches and stuff like that yet. I better start. So I got a jump on that. We're starting to bring stuff together for high school football preview coverage and all that stuff. And on that note, we had big news breaking today, as we have anticipated. One of the top players in the Loco, certainly if you look at the college interest that he's generated right now, he's right up there among the best. Mari Patterson, formerly of Buford High School, now announcing in quite grandiose fashion that he will be a
Yes.
Bluffton Bobcat this year. Lots of thanks to Buford. Of course, he missed most of last season with injuries, so kind of a disappointing end to his time there. But he's jumping across the bridge to Bluffton High School, and it's easy to forget he's only going to be a junior.
Yeah.
We've known about him for so long because even before he got to Buford, when he was at Hardyville Ridgeland Middle School, actually, was his last school before Buford. He was a dude then, and running track for Ridgeland Hardyville High School, and you knew that he was going to be a guy for somebody. And Buford got him for 2 years, really for one full year. He had a really strong freshman season, I think. Was on his way to being a big star for them last year. The injury was unfortunate because I think with he and Samari Bonds working together, that could have been pretty special. But I understand, I understand you got to find the best spot for you. I don't know what all went down over there, that prompted him to see what else was out there. But certainly, if you're looking for the offense in the area that has the most star potential, that has the potential to like go viral week to week, I think it's that Bluffton offense. And if you throw him in the middle of it, it becomes even more of a juggernaut potentially. But as we talked about before too, I think the only potential tough part about this is just you have two guys in Cardinal Warren and Amari Patterson who think they are WR1, and rightly so, and expect to kind of get that attention. And it could be a little bit tough to manage at times, especially
I
if one
mean,
of them
it's
starts to
going to
get
be
frustrated.
very interesting. I think that the upside, the potential for what this offense, what this team can do, is skyrocketing. I mean, the stock up for sure for what we're
Yeah.
seeing
Yeah.
for the Bluffton Bobcats now that they have quite a new tool on their hands, or a new toy on their hands. Um, in Amari Patterson, I mean, absolute speed demon. Who, I mean, they could put him in the backfield, they can put him out wide. The possibilities are endless for what Hayden Gregory can improvise and come up with both Warren and Amari Patterson and Aiden McCarthy. I mean, he's got to love what he has the possibility to do this
And
year with
Cordell Holly.
Cordell Holly. So you got really a triple threat of skill position guys who can make some noise at any given play. And then you always have some other wideouts who have made some impactful plays that you didn't think would. So this Bluffton offense, if they can get good protection or at least average to above average protection, give some time for Aiden McCarthy, this Bluffton offense could be a highlight reel in the making, and they're going to be exceptionally fun to watch. Now, I guess the one concern is, with two guys who love to get the football in their hands, I mean, sometimes it'd be difficult to feed them as much as they want when you have two guys that demand the ball. So, Hayden Gregory's going to have a little bit of, some work to do on his hands. And I think that these guys will be up for whatever has to take place with both. I mean, they're two, like I said earlier in the podcast, they're two kind of different players. When you look at a guy like Patterson, I mean, he's more of a utility speed guy in the sense where you can put him in a lot of different spots and you can find ways to get him the football. Cardinal Warren is the more traditional, like deep threat 50-50 ball guy who can go up and get it.
Yeah.
So I think they play different roles, but at the same time, they can kind of, if you do it right, they can
They
coexist.
play off each other. Yeah.
Right. So I think
No,
if
I
play it
mean,
the right way, this offense has capabilities of doing great things, doing tremendous things going into this year, and they're certainly deserving of a lot of preseason hype. I mean, this is a team that is going to be hyped up in a big way. I mean, there's always seems like a different team or a couple of teams each year. Preseason buzz gets going, and you look potential for the squad. On paper, that offense is looking incredibly lethal with those three guys, and with a budding quarterback that had a really strong season. And I think people may have forgotten about Aiden McCarthy and how solid he was. And
He was better
yeah,
than solid. He was
he
yeah.
terrific.
was outstanding. Yeah, but
Here's what I'm wondering, especially with you talking certainly about what both guys can do. I almost wonder, and I think this would help Bluffton have a chance to do a few other things, maybe get a couple other results, if there could be like a package of whether you want to call it like reverse plays or trick plays to try to
Oh,
get them maybe
they're
into
gonna
the
have all
running
kind of
game
stuff.
a little
Ooh,
bit to match kind of with Cordell Holly. I think that would have a chance to really catch a lot of teams off guard and really make this offense even more lethal than just the air raid, which we know is phenomenal and one of the best in this area, if not the best in
yeah.
this area. I think there could be some trickeration, if you will,
Oh God,
that
yeah.
could
They're
really
gonna. I
help this
mean,
team.
they're gonna. Those guys love drawn
yeah,
up plays, man. They
Yeah.
I
love.
know
They
Hayden
love.
Gray's
They
gonna have a couple in
love.
his pocket for sure.
Yeah, they're
Especially
gonna
this.
have. They're gonna have some stuff.
Yeah.
They'll have some stuff. I guarantee you. There'll be some stuff they draw in the dirt, and
And there's no doubt that October 3rd, Buford at Bluffton
Yep.
will be
yeah,
fun. It
yeah.
wouldn't surprise me if all three of us are at that game because no doubt I'm
Well,
going
Yeah,
to
I'll
be
have to
calling it.
see what else is
Um,
I
there.
I'll go somewhere else
it's
if everybody's gonna be somewhere,
it's going to
just
be
because I got. That's how I do.
yeah,
But
That seems like
it's going to
the
be a
marquee game of
blast.
the week. I'll have to
But
see
yeah, it's gonna be great. I would guess, Buford's Zone will probably be there. WHHI will probably be there. It'll be all crowded up.
possibly
Um, that'll be
WSAV. I mean, they could be
Yeah,
there
that's
too.
true. That's
He
always
could
a
be
good
there
one.
too.
But it it's not the only one still. The like Bluffton
Right. I
May
mean, you
River,
got
Bluffton Hilton Head. Remember
yep.
Hilton Head's the
Absolutely.
top.
Yeah, I mean
The
that Hilton Head defense. That'll be interesting to see if
right.
they're able to stand up to what Bluffton has to offer. Because Hilton Head, they're known to be playing some good D, and
Uh-huh.
especially in a rivalry game. And yeah, they did lose a couple of guys, but a good part of that nucleus is still going to be there. And I think the way Hilton Head plays, tenacious and a tough team that
Hmm.
BJ Payne always seems to get out of. That's I would think the preseason favorite right now would be Bluffton. I think when you look at the region, I think you have I mean Bishop England and Bluffton have to be right there. I think May River and
Yeah.
Hilton Head are kind of a little bit below. That's just my initial thoughts. Now with the
Yeah.
newest
Yeah,
transfer.
that's what I was gonna ask
Yeah.
next, was just
Yeah.
kind of what does that do for you? Does that change? I mean, I think it has to change your outlook, but like, does it change the pecking order for you? And I think it does. I think it does make Bluffton kind of the favorite
Yep.
in
I'm not
what
gonna.
is a pretty messy, muddy situation. So it's not like it's not a clear cut
It's
situation, but I
top
think it kind
heavy.
of nudges them into favorite
I
territory.
mean, if I'm an odds
Um,
maker, it would be a pretty significant jump up. If I had to make the
yeah.
odds after the transfer news of
I would
Project.
agree, but
Yeah,
yeah, now, yeah, but that doesn't mean that May River and their funkiness
right.
can't play them a game where they only get 3 possessions on offense, like
Right.
somehow, or something crazy like that, or BJ Payne can't pull something out of his bag of tricks, or Buford. Don't sleep on Buford. I still think this is a bounce back year for them,
They're going to be much
and
improved.
yeah, and
Obviously,
Yeah,
health
I
is a
expect a
huge
bounce
deal. I
back
was
year for
talking
the
to
Eagles.
Jimmy about that earlier today. Health is a huge deal for them, and let's
Yeah,
face it, they were not healthy for
the
much of the
worst.
year last year, and it really derailed them from the outset. I don't
And
think
I'm
they're
excited to see
as
what
good as
Chase
some of these other
Olson.
teams, but
I'm excited
absolutely
to see what Chase
Yep.
can do if he can stay upright all season. You know, if
Yep.
he
right.
has an
That's
offensive line
important.
that can keep him from running for his life and has some guys around him. Because every year at Creek, it would start off pretty good, but by mid-season they'd be real beat down, you know, in the trenches, and he'd be running for his life and trying to make plays and taking hits he had no business taking to try to
Yep.
get a first down or something, and that's when he get hurt. So I'm excited to see what he can do, you know, potentially with a full season of having a supporting cast around him. He's got the heart of a lion, that kid, and
Yep.
you know, he's tough. So
He's a
I hope
great
he does
fit
well there.
for Buford. He's going to be a
I agree.
great fit for them.
He reminds me a lot of Blake Gruel and some of the guys that Jeffrey Smith and some of the other guys that have played quarterback there over the years. So I'm excited for him and that team. I mean, the whole league's going to be good. Colleton will be
Yeah.
better too. I promise you, Colleton will be better. So it's going to be a good one. It's
4A
going to
is
be
going to
fun
be
times.
fun.
Coming up
Yep.
soon, boys.
Is
Mickelson Law Firm, our presenting sponsor tonight, our all-star sponsor of Loco Sports, our original sponsor, been with us since the beginning back in 2017, and still supporting Loco Sports today. They can help you with all your legal needs, including they're our official real estate closing attorney and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. And speaking of good football teams, Hilton Head Christian Academy
yeah.
looking like they're going to have a really good squad this year as well. I think they were maybe in play for AP, but
Mm.
um, he goes across the road to Bluffton. But I still think that HHCA team's stacking up to be good, very good again this year. Reed McCollum, of course, is back. He is incredible. We're about as blessed as we've ever been with quarterbacks right now,
Yeah.
fellas. Like we've
Yeah,
got a really good crop of them. It's pretty impressive.
absolutely. So much talent, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing. We've got to finalize our schedule for sure first, but definitely looking forward to seeing what a bunch of these teams have to offer in 2025.
It's exciting just to see the new generation of guys,
Hmm.
step up and really take charge. Because I think that we've seen a little bit of a change of the guard. I mean, Buford was for a while they were the team to beat. They won a state championship, and now you're starting to see Bluffton kind of overtake May River. Even though like the Sharks have always been consistently strong, there was a time where May River was they were the team to beat
Yeah.
for a little bit, and then Bluffton kind of with Gregory and we with Mad Max von Owenstraten really helped get
Yeah.
that into gear, and then McCarthy took over, and Bluffton's got a couple, 2 wins over the Sharks.
Yep.
So the last couple of years, so that it's good to see that rivalry amp up because I feel like these last few years, I mean, they've been tight games, and we saw the split last season where they had to meet in the playoffs. I mean, I mean, two just incredible games, and the Sharks were able to get the one that mattered. So even though Bluffton won the regular season meeting, the May River didn't get the playoff rematch. So I mean, it's a great rivalry. It's a really great time to be a fan of that region because, as you've said, it is. It is. There's so much parity in that region. Even Colleton County, I think, is going to be a factor in a lot of these games that
I
they
think
play.
so. I do believe so. Um, all right, boys. What else we got going on tonight? Well, I know the
Antonio Banner, I believe,
oh,
is
yeah.
yeah,
So I don't know what the source of that is other than the Stricklander has it on good authority, which is usually good enough for us when it comes to the Skiza world, by the way.
Yeah.
Stricklander usually checks out. He says that it looks as though Tony O'Banner is not, in fact, on the move, that he'll be staying put at Thomas Hayward. And I may be able to give us little insight into that, as a matter of fact. Here we go. What the heck? I do have some information from some of the coaches, including our buddy at. Oh yeah, no, Tony doesn't look like any of the Thomas Hayward guys have matriculated over to Hampton County as was originally rumored.
Interesting.
I've got a guy from Allendale,
Very.
offensive defensive lineman, and a wide receiver from Midland Valley. And we did see, I did see that they lost a guy in the portal. Little
Oh.
Risher, Javen
Yeah.
Risher, is now a Hilton Head Seahawk. His mom said
Ooh,
he actually transferred a little while back right after school ended. So,
nice pickup for
yeah, Risher going to Hilton Head High School, where he makes sense both in the backfield and as a receiver.
Yeah, I mean they
Um,
obviously you got Zarnecki coming back. You lose
mhm.
Timko, but you kind of get a different guy in Risher who is looking like could be a playmaker, potentially a guy who could see both sometime on both sides of the football. But I mean that's a guy who could step in right away and make impactful plays for Hilton High. So that's a nice under the radar kind of ad for Hilton, which I think could make them a better team, and could potentially not more so fill a hole, but like make add a new component to that offense, which could be interesting to see for an offense which I still think could be dangerous, especially with Zarnecki and how well he can run the football.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a monster. Thad the Conqueror, the Impaler, Thad the Impaler.
Yeah.
That dude's an animal. I love to watch him
He's
play.
he is a
And
beast.
he's got a little brother who was on the 6 and under
Ooh,
World Series thing, or whatever it was. I don't know. I guess it was what was it, 8 and under All Stars last year from Hilton Head that made the run. Little Elijah Sarnecki, good little baseball player. Yeah, he's a good time. All right, boys. So that's some of our high school football news that we had floating around. We No more news on it really. Just a reminder that the 8U Bluffton All Star softball team is heading to Tioga, Louisiana soon, next week, I believe, for the World Series, Diamond U Softball World Series. They've got a lot of different fundraising stuff going on. It's pretty hard to miss if you go out on social media, but it's all over the place out there. They've got fundraising opportunities, including sponsorships and even a silent auction thing where, as of last night, you could get a 4-night stay in Rincon, Puerto Rico. The
ooh,
hotel,
wow.
only the hotel, but for $200 was the
That's
starting
a
bid on it. Nobody had bid
big
yet,
deal.
which is a great deal.
Absolutely.
So,
Dang. Get
there's
some
some,
Obviously,
chuleta
they
there's a,
still have
Kong
airfare
in
and stuff.
Puerto Rico.
yeah,
So,
but I mean,
yeah,
it's a good excuse.
yeah,
Good way to
okay.
start building a
Yeah.
vacation package.
Yes, for
And
sure.
they've got a
Saving
lot
some
of great
money.
golf
Yeah.
packages too at great golf courses around here if you want to play them at a discount. Some of them that aren't so easy to get onto. And then the Diamond Boys All Stars, the 13, 14, and 15 All Stars firing up soon, right? Max Garage?
Yes, sir. They fire up
Hey.
on Thursday, I believe, July 10th. So, yeah, I'm trying to think. It's the 13U that is a best of 3 series between Beaufort County and Louisville. And then 14U is a 10 team tournament for a spot in the World Series. According to sources, Beaufort County is favored in both.
Sources.
Yeah, and those sources being a bunch of people from around the state who've had, well, I guess the programs that have had these Dixie Boys programs this season. They're all saying Beaufort County is looking pretty strong. So we'll see how they do. I've gotten to work with that 14U team that's playing the 10-team tournament. They're really strong. They got great depth at pitching. So I think that's the one thing that makes Beaufort County successful when it comes to Dixie Boys tournaments is because I think they've always had one or two more, solid,
Gotta have
effective
arms.
pitchers than everyone else. I think that's part of what's made them pretty successful over the years. So
Gotta be able to throw strikes.
Yeah.
yeah, and I think they have about, excuse me, I think they have about 5 to 6 pitchers this year that all can throw pretty well. So we'll see how that 14U team does. That 13U team, I think more than likely they will make the World Series. There has been cases before when in a situation like this where they send both teams to the World Series. So that is yet to be seen, and we will see how that goes. But yeah, we'll see.
Kevin Libby likes your backdrop much better.
I was gonna say,
less
where
oil change for less. More gorgeous windows.
I'm in the living room tonight because no one in my family's here this week except for my brother. So it's just me here in the living room by myself. And
Speaking of high school football free agents, one of them weighed in, and Ross Saunders. At least last I heard, he was on the market.
Interesting.
Taking officials. I mean, it's a real thing. I mean, when you move schools for any reason, you go check them out.
Yep.
And
right.
so you want to check out a couple places, and that was my understanding. His Instagram says free agent in the bio, so I don't think he's committed. Yeah, but he was at Whale Branch, and he's got at least one offer in hand. Maybe SC State, App State.
Okay.
Actually, I'm looking at his pinned post right here, and he's got App State.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, he's a big, strong kid, defensive lineman type who's got a chance to play at the next level. How about some golf news? But before we do that, let's shout out some sponsors. That's called a tease in the business, folks. We got Hudson Seafood House on the
one at
docks.
that.
Hudson Seafood House on the docks has it's a great place for seafood cocktails and sunsets on Hilton Head Island. Also the presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. New episode tonight. I think the episode title I've settled on is I've never seen a peck like that, which was a quote from Curry Kirkpatrick tonight, talking about Wimbledon, of course. And then we've also, so anyway, Hudson Seafood House on the docks is the sponsor of all that nonsense. Try the slaw, okay, and get your po' boy Andrews style as recommended on the LowcoSports Lowdown. And then we've also got HHI Windows and Doors, improving your view of the Low Country. Legendary basketball coach, Coach Barron, just strolled onto the island and won 3 state championships, and then said, "Hey, let me do your windows and doors. What do you say?" So give him a call, HHI Windows and Doors. They'll improve your view of the Low Country. And then we got Hilton Head Furniture, handcrafted furniture from up the road in Hickory, North Carolina, brought down here to the Low Country to sell to you. To keep in your home for a long time. Hilton Head Furniture. All right, boys. I promise some golf news. I tuned in last night. Oh no, you can laugh.
Hey,
I
let
tuned
me fix
in.
your windows.
Yeah. Hey, what do you say? You let me get you some new windows and doors. I'm real good at this.
I'm not laughing at you, Coach Barrett. I'm just laughing at how Justin
my read.
That. Hey, let me fix your windows.
My read. Anyway, golf. Yesterday I was flipping, or what counts as flipping channels today, looking through the YouTube TV, scrolling through it. And John Deere Classic is a garbage PGA Tour event by relative measures to other events, but one that I love for strange reasons. One, when I was a kid, I thought it was cool because it was the John Deere Classic, and who didn't love John Deere's when they were a kid in the Midwest?
Right, yeah.
And then secondly, our USCB guys used to get to go out and play there every couple of years in the NAIA National Championship. It would be held there pretty frequently, and so I had some like good vibes about that tournament and that place. And so I flipped it on, and I see Brian Campbell, the secret Bluffton resident. Nobody knew he lived here until he won a tournament earlier this year, and everybody was like, "Yeah, he's from Hilton Head," and everybody in Hilton Head was like, "What?
Who?"
And so apparently there's just a handful of people who know, and they all hang out at Colleton River where he plays. But we got to see him at Heritage, and he's a super guy.
Yeah,
There
I
couldn't
didn't.
be a better representative for the
And you
area.
got to talk to him, correct, Max?
I did briefly. I
Yeah,
got to talk
That's
with
right,
him.
you did.
I did not know until the Heritage began. Everybody was talking about Brian Campbell, the local kid, and I was like, "Who?"
Yeah, flying under the
I
radar.
was like, "I didn't know that." I was like, "I
Well,
know who
here's the
Brian Campbell
funniest
is,
part
but
about that is when they said that it was Brian Campbell from Hilton Head. I was like, wait, Brian Campbell didn't even play golf. He played baseball. Because y'all remember
Oh,
Brian
yeah,
Campbell? He played baseball at
yeah.
Hilton Head High School,
Right,
and he was a
right.
good baseball player. But I was like, no, he didn't even play golf. But it's obviously a different guy. But no, he got into a playoff with Emiliano Grillo, and he won on the first playoff hole. So Brian Campbell,
Oh yeah.
2-time
PGA
winner
Tour
on the
wins.
PGA Tour this year. That's big.
Gotta love
Yeah,
it.
and
He's
with the
racking 'em up.
victory, Brian
Racking 'em up.
Campbell is now in the top 30 in the FedEx Cup standings. He was
Oh, how
28th,
about that?
so he is in
awesome.
really good position to get into the playoffs and potentially in the Tour Championship. And
Yeah, that's cool.
he's going to get to he's going to be pretty set for the next couple of
Yeah.
years in terms of exemptions.
This
Yeah,
is
he
our
will
most
be.
relevant local on the PGA Tour since Hugh shall not be named on this platform.
Okay.
Just don't bring him up.
Yeah,
Voldemort.
I think I know who you're referring to. But I
Yeah,
won't give you his
you
name.
figure it out. Voldemort. I can't even
Oh
say
my
his name
gosh.
on this platform. But I mean, he was so disrespectful to me, I won't even give him the privilege. But regardless, Brian Campbell, much better dude. We're gonna see if we can get him on the Loco Sports Lowdown one of these days. He's, as you mentioned, in the top 30 now in the PGA Tour FedEx
He's a
Cup,
cool dude. He's a really
race.
cool dude.
Super nice guy, like
Yeah.
just such an ordinary guy. And I think that's
remember
how he's
just-
able to just
Yeah.
masquerade through Bluffton and nobody knows,
I know.
But we also have a big time PGA Tour caddy in our midst, Mark Karen. I meant to mention this a while back, but slipped my mind. But Mark Karen was on the bag for JJ Spawn when he won the U.S. Open.
Oh, yeah, that's
Mark
right.
Karen,
Yep.
at least the last I knew,
Yeah.
Mark Karen lived here in the Low Country. I know his son Luke
Yeah.
is a good basketball player. And
Yeah.
Mark Cairns, I'm sorry, Mark Cairns. And Luke is a good basketball player and baseball player and football player and headed to May River. So yeah, we got some there's always like sneaky ties to the tour. Plus people move here all the time, and it's not like they take out a billboard to let
I
you
mean, we
know,
also have
you know.
we also have some young golfers from the area that are trying to make their way to the PGA right now. Obviously Bryson
Well,
Nimmer.
of course. Speaking of Bryson Nimmer,
Who's the
Great
other
we
one?
have
segue, Max.
news, Max.
Ooh.
Bryson's a daddy.
Yes, he is.
Jaja
Congrats to the Nimmers.
Hilton Nimmer. Jaja Hilton Nimmer.
That's a cool name. I like
That's
that.
a name.
That's a cool name.
Fun fact,
Congrats,
we called
man.
my great grandma
Congrats.
Who's the other one I'm trying to
Zaza
think of?
because she tried to make us call her Jaja, but we didn't know how to say it, so we said Zaza, so it got
Yeah.
shortened to Za.
Well, the other young golfer I was thinking about is Matt Crow. He's been racking up some wins over the last few months or so, and he's trying to make his way to the PGA.
But
He may have gone
Nimmer
to-
is knocking on
gone
the
to-
door. He's right now 22nd in the Corn Ferry rankings, top 20 get their card. So he is right there on
Oh,
the
he's so
precipice. See if he can find a way to.
Well, maybe
his
he'll
way.
get that same daddy bump that
Yeah.
that
Right,
Scheffler got
yeah.
because he went on a little tear
Yeah.
after the baby.
Yeah.
Big dad energy. There you go.
That Jordan
Yeah.
Spieth got Justin Thomas.
Big
It's just
daddy
the list
energy.
goes on. Big daddy.
Big daddy energy. I love it. No, I think there's something to it though. I think there's a little bit of clarity and peace of mind.
There's no
And
doubt.
I just think that moment that something becomes so much more important than anything to do with you just
Right.
kind of provides some perspective and clarity that takes some
Yeah.
pressure off, that you're just like, man, it doesn't matter if I make a bogey, and you just play better golf.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We'll see how it goes for him. Certainly big life changes can kind of take you in either direction. But it's a positive thing no
Right.
matter what, that that Bryson and
I think that
Riley
really
have
does
brought a
motivate you, just
beautiful
the
baby into the
experience
world.
of becoming a father, and to really put things in a new mindset, because you're playing for your family and you're playing for your son. So I think in a way that really
Yeah.
that really
I
gets you
assume it's a
to.
daughter,
Yeah.
Jaja?
Oh, this is
Yeah,
a
it's a
daughter,
girl.
or your child.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a son
Yeah,
or a
yeah.
daughter. I didn't know which one, but yes,
I
it
was
is a
like, I
girl.
don't think they went Jaja on the boy, did they? That would be wild.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely heard that
But
before.
huge congratulations to Bryson Nimmer and his wife.
Yeah, man, that's an awesome.
Fantastic stuff.
Congrats,
And
Bryson and Riley.
his daughter's going to experience hopefully some big moments, and maybe he'll be hugging his daughter on next to Jim Nance sometime, or eventually. Let's see.
Oh man. Oh,
Yeah.
that would be incredible to see Bryson, Riley, and Jaja in an embrace on the 18th at Harbortown one day,
Yeah.
right?
That would be
Hello,
that'd be
friends.
Unbelievable.
Hello, friends, indeed.
Hello, friends. I still, man, I'm still sad about that players amateur that Bryson let get away. I was out there all week, and I was so excited for him to win that thing, and just didn't happen. But
Man.
he's had a heck of a trajectory after that.
Indeed.
So
Yeah, I mean, getting that Corn Ferry win, that's everything. And now, can you find a way to bring it home and get that tour card? That's the goal for him
Yep.
right now. This next few months, and it's right there in front of you.
Indeed. All right, that's our golf news, boys. One other thing that I came across this week, Ryle Owens, coming off a big season in Bosnia, has another gig. He's playing in TBT, the basketball tournament.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he got picked up.
You signed
Forget
him.
which team it was. Something elite.
And it was overseas elite. I know that was one of the teams.
No, it's Locked In Elite
Locked In Elite.
is
They
one
have
of the teams.
so many different.
Yeah, there's 64
yeah.
teams in this thing.
Yeah, they don't. A lot of the
But
teams are like alumni of a certain school.
many of them are, and they're kind of the hosts of the thing. But Locked In Elite, let's see if I can
Locked In
find.
Elite. You see, I have hold it up right now.
All right.
The full bracket has been revealed.
Yeah.
Locked In Elite. They are facing off against the Fort Wayne champs, which probably is that the alumni team?
It could be.
No, it's not. It's not. It's
Okay.
yeah. So
yeah, but then they'll have to
they're
go through.
it's the 4 or 5 matchups. So it should be if they win that, they could play
Carmen's Crew, the Ohio State alumni
Yeah.
squad. That would be
the
pretty.
The M in
pretty
Carmen's
tough.
Crew is crossed out of the logo, as you would expect.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I love watching that tournament.
It's a fun thing.
They still do the Elam ending thing where you have like you play to a certain amount of points instead of the time. I don't know if they still do that, but regardless, it's a fun event, and we wish them luck, and we wish Ryle Owens luck, because that should get you some notoriety, especially if he performs well. Maybe it could lead to something. You never know.
Yeah, never do. It's a chance to ball out and go try to win something. That's cool. Kevin Libby had fried dough on July 4th, 1 day per year for powdered sugar. How many dogs do you have, Max?
True. How many dogs do I have? I have 3.
Yeah. 3 dogs.
3 dogs.
Well, I thought I was thinking sorry, I'm still on hot dog.
Oh, you were thinking Joey Chestnut dogs.
Wes, don't worry. That was the first thing I thought of when that came up. I was like, hot dogs? What?
Yeah.
How many dogs did you have, Max?
Yeah, I
just had 1 twisted dog.
Yeah. 2 golden retrievers, and I got a dog. I still have no idea what kind of dog it is.
An all-American dog. Today I learned that we don't call them mutts anymore. We call them all-American dogs.
Sounds good to me.
All-American dogs.
I call my dog a Carolina dog because he is
Carolina. Nice.
Yeah. That's all I can say because I just don't know. The only thing I know is a tiny bit of pit bull. Come here, bud. Come here, big boy. Come on.
I learned
Here it is.
about All-American dogs because of
Hey,
a dog named Nimble,
Up.
who I saw on the internet,
Yes, I
and he was amazing.
Up, big boy. That is
You
my
want to see
favorite
Nimble? I feel like Kevin Libby would say yes. He wants to see Nimble.
dog. You two
Oh,
go.
apparently we have to watch an ad first. An ad for Circle. Here we go. Here's Nimble. Watch him. He's so amazing. He's the All-American dog, which means mutt. I don't know why we can't call him mutts anymore.
Love that.
Or Heinz 57.
God, it's so
That's what we
cute.
call them. Look at him. Watch Nimble.
So
He's
cute.
so
All right,
fast,
Nimble,
bro.
let's see what you got,
Oh my
buddy.
God, watch how fast he is. He's so fast. I think it's in fast forward, but it's not. That's just Nimble.
Dang,
This is
he is nimble
Oh,
like
right
a
here.
thimble.
Nimble made my day, man. Look at him. Look at
Good
him.
Lord.
Wow.
This
so
is my favorite
efficient.
part.
Good
He's
Lord.
so
Holy.
efficient.
I do love watching this stuff. It makes me laugh.
they going to get a sub 30? Oh, my. Look at this. They will. They do.
Imagine what the
Nimble. He's
Bluffton
such a
Bobcat
good boy.
offense would look like with him on the team.
Goodness.
Wow.
Such a good boy.
God, that thing moves.
Sheesh.
I do love when they go in between the poles and stuff. It's always my favorite. Always
He's an
my
All-American
favorite.
dog. You're
Nimble.
damn right. You're damn right he's an All-American
The
dog.
two things I love watching. Two things I love watching is all that stuff, all like the dogs running around the obstacle course and stuff like that.
Oh,
And when dogs are jumping through the air to catch a bone and then land in the water, whatever that's called.
when they
dog
do the long
diving or
jump in the
whatever.
water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Man,
That's so
awesome.
much fun to watch. I
Those
actually
guys are amazing.
I actually saw one of those in person one time. It is unbelievable how far some of those dogs can jump. I was just absolutely insane. It was just nuts.
Nimble is so fast, bro. I just
It's
God.
so quick.
I'm glad I thought.
moving.
I'm glad
Yeah.
I'm glad Kevin asked about your dog,
Of,
and one was a All-American dog, so that I could
All-American
remember
dog
Nimble.
racing.
Because
All American dog. That's
I
a great
love
name. I like
Yep.
that.
yeah,
Nimble.
but what's a mutt called overseas then?
A European dog? I don't know.
I think they just call them mutts over there still.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they
Mutts.
do. They do.
They're not quite as sensitive as we've become these days. But seriously, was it hurting the mutts' feelings when we were calling them mutts? Like, did they complain about it? Did their union make a complaint or what?
I just
Like, how did
imagine if
this-
the dogs, if you just kept calling it a mutt, eventually the dog would just decide to bite you or something. And just,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
be
no.
like, all right, I've had it, and just go for it. Just go
I
and
mean,
bite his face clean off. Anyway,
I watched Nimble and I was like, I gotta look up this breed, All-American dog. I gotta get me one of these. And I was like, oh, it's just a mutt.
it's just a mutt.
Yeah, those are my favorite dogs. Checks out.
Yeah,
But,
cool dog.
Anyway,
Anyway,
that's about all I have for news. So I'm gonna read sponsors and then we're gonna go into the final thoughts mode. Here we got Base Hit Life. If you want to get cool stuff and deck yourself out for the diamond this summer and next spring, Base Hit Life is the place to do it. Baseball and softball themed apparel. Live your best base hit life at basehitlife.com. Dr. Ambrose Cole is our official chiropractor. You can find him at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. Reverence Wrestling Club is our official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind. I know a bunch of kids from Reverence and other kids from the area are heading up to Fargo soon, trying to get themselves a belt this summer. My niece is headed up there. Hannah Knoll from Kansas headed to Fargo
Nice.
to try her hand at freestyle this summer. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country. Get your floors so clean, your feet will thank you. If you come across those sticky, gross floors, let them know about Barefoot Floor Care. Jay's Barbershop is the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. I guess Tony O'Banner's still getting his haircut at Jay's. I guess he's sticking around. Thomas Hayward. That's the
sticking
word on
around.
the street. Which
Shocking.
makes them, like, if he and Gibson and everybody who was going to be there is there, then they're still very much a contender in 1A.
Oh,
You can't-
100%.
You can't sleep on them at all.
I mean,
No question.
because I think we all were thinking he's going to Hampton County.
Well,
and then,
I will say I said many times throughout this thing, I'll remind you guys that every year people try to tell us, oh, Tony Banner's for sure leaving. He's for sure leaving. He's for sure leaving. Why would he stay there? Why would he stay there? And I say, well, maybe because his legal guardian is a teacher there and
Yeah,
has brought him this
well,
far. Like,
yeah,
I mean, there's a lot to be said for dancing with the one that you brought,
Yeah.
right.
Right.
and
Yeah.
and Tony, my understanding is that there were times in Tony's life early on where, it wasn't sure that he was going to stay on the right path and be the best he could be. And a big reason why he did is because of the environment at Thomas Hayward and the attention that certain individuals have given to him and the time and effort that they've lent to help him stay on track. So, I think there's a lot of loyalty there. I think there's a lot of earned loyalty there. And I never thought it was going to be easy to get Tony to walk out of there. And I knew it was going to be even harder to get anybody to leave without him. And so that's why I kept saying, like, we're here and we're here. But I always tried to qualify it with, this is not a new thing. Every year there are rumors about Tony. And every
And
year
other
Tony
guys too
shows
over the
back
years,
up
I
at Thomas
remember.
Hayward. Yeah, for sure. And it is what it is. But I'm happy for, we can get into, and we'll never know truly whether this holds back Tony as a prospect or not. There will certainly be some programs that will probably pass on him because they haven't seen it against the level of competition that they
And
need to see for their
yeah,
peace of mind. But he's going to have opportunities, and
Yeah. No question.
he's a special talent. There are going to be coaches around this country that are going to see the talent he has and says, "Yeah, I want him. I want him to come and play for me." I 100% see that. I think he's one of the top players in the Low Country without a doubt. I mean, just his pure skill and talent, his athleticism is unmatched in a lot of ways. So I'm not worried about him. I would have loved to have seen him at Hampton County. I think he would have fit in really well there. But in the end, I think if he wants to stay at Thomas Hayward, I have no problem with that. I really think he fits in well at Thomas Hayward too. I think they've been able to build around him and keep that program
That's the
going.
key.
So yeah, so I think that's
Yep,
I think
I
that's
think good
why
for them,
he
and
decided to stay.
it's going to be. It's. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it's great for Thomas Hayward. It's great for Skiza football. I mean, not for those other 28 teams, but for Thomas Hayward.
Yeah.
He has been the lifeblood of that squad, and it's been great to see him grow and become the face of that team, and just a great example for those guys, for those younger guys, and just
Well,
love
that's the other thing too. I think because they are going to be a little more of a younger team this year.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
with
the
They,
quarterback left.
yeah, I
Bogus.
think
Tony under center,
He
yeah.
he
or are
went
they
to
gonna?
Georgia,
I think
so I
with
suspect
Tony,
Tony
I
may be
think
back.
I think with that
Yeah.
team and the youth that they have, I think with Tony leading that team, I think
I think
they're
he
going
kind
to
of
do
has
great
to.
things. And I think
Yeah, I mean, I think he
he's
kind of has to play him at quarterback.
well, yeah, but
Hard not to.
yeah, but I do think like his leadership skills, because you can see it when it's on the field. He's got great leadership skills, and I think it's really going to help that team grow this season. So I'm not worried at all about that Thomas Hayward team, especially
Yeah,
if
I'm not
Tony's staying,
either.
because
Yeah,
not only
and
is it
what I
because
was
of
gonna say
Tony's
is
athleticism.
it's a tremendous credit to the folks there that they got something together quickly
Yep.
and they presented a good enough plan to everybody that, hey, we're gonna right this ship. So credit to them. Logan Thomas jumping in as the AD, I
Right.
think has probably. I mean, you can see the work he's doing because it's on social media, but I think he's probably done a tremendous amount of work in the background.
Yes.
Just solidifying
And I
relationships
think
and keeping people on board and assuring them that, hey, this thing's, they've talked about it year after year. It ain't falling apart. We're going to be
well, I
fine.
mean,
Thomas
and
Hayward football's not going anywhere.
that was
And he
the
got
scary
everybody to
part.
stay on
I
board.
mean,
Yeah.
that was 100% the scary part at one point was, there was a time when we thought that Thomas Hayward football program could go. I mean, if they didn't fix
Well,
something,
it was scary for a while. And then, but Al Bonai was there to kind of be the through line and
right.
hold it together through a couple coaching changes. But
But I
then
think
when he left and Malphus left at the same time, I was concerned.
I was
Yes.
really
that they might
concerned.
not be
No
able
doubt.
to. There was no one at the helm to kind of
Because, I mean,
save it.
That's when the talk of these other guys possibly leaving started to
Right,
kind of
and
kick
that's
up
why
too.
I'm very impressed with what Logan Thomas
Well,
and
'cause,
Daniel Bryan have done to be able to
100%.
right the ship and keep everybody on board.
No doubt.
because I mean, at one
It was a
point,
tough situation.
I remember back in the time when I was playing, at Hillman Christian. I mean, that was a 2A program at one point. That was a 2A football program,
Right.
And now, in today's aspects, they probably would have been a 3A program back in the day. I mean, they were that strong of a football program, that strong of a school too. And then the school kind of fell off, and with it, the athletic programs. And I started getting a little bit worried about it. And it got to a real low, especially when, when those coaches left. And I just said, oh, that's not good at all. And I'm glad they brought Logan into the scene at Thomas Hayward, because I think if they hadn't, who knows where that football program and many other of
I'm
those
excited
athletic
for him
programs
too.
at
What a
Thomas
good
Hayward.
kid. Good kid, smart business mind, good social media and marketing mind. Like, I think he's going to be really good for that role.
Agreed.
And I think he's probably at some point the head football coach, but he's digging in with the JV right now, and that's probably a smart move too.
It's a very good move
to
'cause I
really
think
just solidify your base.
Well,
and your
I mean,
foundation for the next few
it builds
years.
that football program to be stronger when you have someone like him running that JV program. It just can build that football program and become a pipeline for some great talent to go through there. So I like where they're at right now, and I think they're only going to grow from here and become quite a dominant power, especially in 1A football. And who knows, they may eventually move up classifications. We'll see.
I don't know. They stay pretty small.
They do stay small.
Yeah, it's
but
about boys
I
population,
just feel as
Giza,
if
and it's a boys enrollment, and
yeah.
I don't think.
But we'll see.
wonder-
I mean,
I
we
wonder
got
what it'd
we
be
got a
like
lot
to
of
do
we got a lot of additional population coming to Jasper County in the coming years. So
Well,
we'll
that's
see what it looks like.
that's kind of why I was saying there's a chance they could move up a
Yeah.
classification in a few years from now. And I
It's-
think
yeah,
them
they've
at
always
2A
kind of bounced back and
Yeah,
forth.
they
from
have,
one
because
to
I mean, at one point they were sitting in the same classifications with
Mhm.
Hillman Christian and JP2, and now
right.
they're sitting at 1A, which is fine because I think they've really flourished there, and I think that's really helped them continue to grow. So
I know nobody in 1A. Everybody in 1A likes to see them go to 2.
yeah, well, I honestly I would love to see them compete at 2A because I think they could, especially the football program. I think they could
would.
be really competitive at 2A.
I do too, and in fact, I think it would make the competitive balance better across the board. Just because
Well, I mean, the only
it would
problem
make 2A stronger because 2A is kind of weak right
Yeah,
now.
I mean they're
well, the
certainly
only
at a
problem
higher
would
level
be
compared
their
to the
region.
rest of the 1A teams.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard. I mean, it's obviously has to be based on enrollment, and it's
right.
I mean, it's a volatile.
There are some who
thing.
wonder whether those self-reported enrollments are accurate, but
He's a football you can never really know.
Well, yeah, it is Skiza.
Wait
I would
and enroll. Hold on, we're counting the enrollment tomorrow. Wait and enroll on Friday. That deal.
I would say I think the only problem I would say right now for if they ever tried to make the move to 2A is there's not many teams from around here that are sitting in 2A in terms of football right now, which is an issue. But
really,
yeah,
but 2A is so much better.
Granted, Hillman Christian has to travel to Florence for football games this season, I'm pretty sure. So, well, because I think they have. Oh no, they don't, because they're not in 4A. They're in 3A for football. Never mind. I take that back.
All right, football is different than other sports in Skiza. So,
yeah,
I hear a kitty. All right. Do we have any parting thoughts, gentlemen?
I have a few quick ones.
All right.
If you saw me grimace there, I've got the Guardians on, and looks like Nolan Jones just kind of twisted his ankle as he was. It looked like he just had an awkward play where he wasn't sure whether he was going to slide into second, and he
Yeah.
hit the bag.
Yep, I just saw it.
And
Yeah.
he just kind of twisted funny. It looks like he's
I
heading
see
out
I
of
think
the
he
that.
might have done it earlier though when he started
could
to
be.
dive and then pulled up.
I'm watching
Yeah.
the Diamondbacks Padres game right now, but I just saw the replay of it. Oof.
I've got
that's a bummer. So Noel comes
got
in.
big inning cooking.
The Guardians are looking for their first win since I believe it was June
Lost
25th.
10 in a row?
Whoa!
I saw them on June 28th when I was wrapping up my week in Ohio, and they were up 6-1, and then 6-3. They ended up losing 9-6, and they've scored 6 runs today for the first time since that day. They've been scoring like 1 or 2 runs a game ever since. It's been awful. So I'm hoping they can hang on and win this thing for sure. Busy day at WHHI today. I'm pretty sure, and I'll make it official in the next couple of weeks, that I am going to be doing the PA for the Hilton Head Gator football. That's right. It's back.
Yeah.
It's back on Saturdays. So I plan to be at the Nest on Saturday mornings, looking at 10 a.m., having 3 teams out there. So figure about 4 or 5 hour days. They play Colleton County, Stratford Youth Knights, Coastal Youth Chants, AR Youth Swamp Foxes, and the Hanahan Hawks all at home from August 30th through October 25th. So that'll be a side gig for me, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be doing it again. Was the PA guy there for 5 years, and I'll wrap up by saying, Happy National Chocolate Day, fellas.
Hey, what's your favorite chocolate? Dark chocolate, milk chocolate.
I got my chocolate milk right here, man.
Right
here.
I actually had some Breyers chocolate peanut butter ice cream to celebrate. But one of my favorites of all time, I can wreck shop on some Hershey's special dark chocolate bars. I can wreck shop on those things.
We keep the dark chocolate Doves in stock in our
I'm
house.
not a big dark chocolate guy.
If we ever run out, we gotta go get more.
I like
me some dark chocolate.
I won't deny. I love me some dark chocolate, man.
Oh yeah,
I love dark chocolate. I prefer dark chocolate. I love it with peanut butter. I love it with salted caramel.
Dude, dark chocolate, the Dove, dark chocolate peanut butter Dove things
I'll have to try those.
Glorious.
Oh,
glorious.
There's a candy shop in Canton, Ohio that does dark chocolate covered marshmallows. Oh, baby.
Marcus,
at Dollywood.
Marcus, hold on.
So good.
I got a marshmallow. I got a s'mores hack.
Marcus,
go ahead.
Dark chocolate Buckeyes from Ohio are the best.
I've never had a dark chocolate one to the best of my recollection, but
I'm done with that.
Dark chocolate Buckeyes.
Oh yeah.
S'mores hack. You may be aware of this already, but this is a good s'mores hack that I learned at Dollywood. Instead of using the graham crackers and the Hershey's, you go with the fudge stripe cookies.
Oh yeah, my mom used to do that.
You smash the marshmallow between 2 fudge stripe cookies.
The Keebler. We used to do that all the time. There, Canton South.
That's crazy.
Put it over the bonfire.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
That's crazy.
Yep. It's good.
Man.
Good s'mores hack. All right.
Another hack. Instead of using the graham cracker, if you want to use bacon.
Okay.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a different thing. That's a different thing, though.
That's different.
I like it though. I like that. Max
never
Raj,
tried
what you got?
Gonna have to try that now. Obviously, you guys talked about Amari Patterson. I wasn't here for that.
We did. Yeah. He's a bobcat.
I called it because I literally when that first show we were talking about there were rumors going around that he may be leaving Beaufort, and I just said, God, I can only imagine if he decided to go to Bluffton.
Well, and that was what everybody was telling me was Bluffton, but then out of left field, somebody came out with this thing about Tennessee prep school, and that tracked for me. Like I could see him doing that. So
I could definitely see him going to
prep
school in Florida or something like that. Like I could have seen it. You know,
I wouldn't have doubted anything.
Game.
You know, like he and his pops they've worked this thing, and they got a bunch of friends all over the place, and I wouldn't have been surprised by anything. So,
but I think it's a great move for him. I really do. I think he's gonna fit in really well, especially with that. Oh my God, that offense is gonna be something to behold this season. Just
that's the thing
weapons
is you're gonna get seen. Like some people are gonna look at the film.
Well, because everybody's not only is everybody going to be watching Carnell Warren now, they're also going to see Amari Patterson along with him. When scouts are there, they're going to be like, "Who's the guy next to Carnell on the offense?" And obviously he's getting attention already nationally with these SEC schools. So
I'm not sure who it helps more, him or Carnell. Honestly,
Carnell might. That's a good point. Anyway, I'm very excited to see that take place. I kind of saw it coming. I'm just thinking, oh, all right, if he doesn't stay at Buford, where would he go? And I just thought about all the schools in this area, and I just thought Bluffton just sounds like the best fit.
Yeah, I think he flirted with HHCA a little bit, which could have made sense too.
Because you got a good. You
got to go where you got somebody who can throw the ball downfield.
Which obviously Hayden Shin definitely is like a viable quarterback. Or not Hayden Shin. My God, Reed McCollum. Reed McCollum, I'm so sorry.
Just pulled a
That's the second. That's the second
Grandpa.
Long time ago.
That's the second time I've done that. Oh my Lord. Anyway, Reed McCollum isn't obviously a viable option.
Max.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, Reed McCollum's a very viable quarterback to have on an offense, especially for someone like Amari Patterson. But I'm glad he's going. I'm glad he's going to Bluffton. Out there. I'm glad he's going to Bluffton. But you got to feel for Buford a little bit. I feel as if I'm not. I guess if you're Buford, you just
you just
continue
move on. You can't,
to build.
You can't dwell on it.
Move on.
You just move on.
Away from that,
big time wide receivers come with their own set of headaches too. They just do.
Yeah. So
it's not a secret.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see him at Bluffton this season. I'm definitely coming out for a few games this year over to the Den. It's going to be really fun watching that team play, especially when they're firing on all cylinders. I don't know many teams will be able to stop an offense like that when they're running at full steam. So it's going to be very exciting to watch this year. If he decides to stay at Bluffton, he's got 2 seasons at Bluffton, if I'm not mistaken. He'll be a junior this year, correct?
2 years, correct.
Yep.
Okay. So, honestly, it's going to be – because is Aiden McCarthy's a junior too, isn't he?
No.
Or is he a sophomore? He's not a senior.
Senior?
Is he? I don't think he's a senior. I don't think so. I think he's a junior.
I thought so, but man, I don't know.
I'm just thinking. I was like, I feel like he was a sophomore during last season because obviously it wasn't.
No, he's a senior. He's a senior.
Yeah, he was a junior last year.
Was he a junior? Okay. So it's going to be a really strong team. Obviously, experienced team as well. You got multiple seniors on that offense.
26.
Cordell Hawley, Aiden McCarthy, Cardinal Warren.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be fun.
They got some other guys too, like Tyler Wolf was having a good year last year before he got
Tyler
hurt.
Wolf's going to be that hidden player for that.
And Roman Benjamin had a nice year last year too in the slot.
I feel as if if I'm being honest, Tyler Wolf's going to be that hidden player on the offense that nobody sees coming, and he's going to
Nate Ulmer, the Nate Ulmer for
100
They have the
years.
same exact non-conference schedule they did a year ago. I think they did. Will ran Savannah Country Day, Hampton County, Lisa Beckman. I think they played all those teams last year, if I remember correctly.
Yes, they did. They played all of them, and they play Hampton County too, don't they?
That's good. They do.
They do.
Hampton this year.
I think Hampton plays Hilton Head and Bluffton back-to-back weeks.
Oh, you're right.
Memory serves.
That's fun. I like that. And
Bluffton
will be, if I'm not mistaken, Bluffton will be at Hampton County.
Yes, they will be in Hampton.
Hampton will be at the
That's gonna be fun, baby. I might have to go out. I might have to take the trip out for that one. I might have to take the trip out.
That should be some fireworks over there. Yeah.
All right, we got any more parting thoughts?
I have.
Hold on, Max still has one, maybe.
I got one. I got one more. I just saw tonight that General Manager Mike Rizzo and World Series baseball manager Dave Martinez are out of the Washington Nationals. They have
Yes.
both been dismissed
Indeed. After they
today.
got swept by
So
the Red Sox.
that's big news. But also, I hate to say it, but I saw it coming. That Nationals team
Yeah.
has really struggled this year. There's 16
Although
games.
James Wood
behind
has had a
first
good
place
year.
for National
James Wood
League
has been
East.
fun to
Yeah.
watch.
They've
made
really
noise.
struggled. They've
Kyle
really struggled.
Finnegan gets a lot of saves.
Yeah. So Miguel Cairo is taking over as the interim head coach
thank you.
for the Washington Nationals until further notice. Sounds like it
Alright.
might be for the rest of the season, the way it's going.
Yeah.
Just because.
Usually is.
And you know, I hate saying it, I saw it coming. The Nationals, since the World Series, they've really struggled
Yeah.
since 2019, and really
Yeah.
struggled.
Boy,
I know
they
they
ever.
got a lot of. I know they have a lot of young talent in the minors right now that are eventually going to make that starting
Ever since
roster,
Juan
but
Soto
it's
left,
I think they're another 2-3 years out from getting there. So
yeah,
you
they
know,
still have some fun young. They have some exciting young players.
yeah,
James
it
Wood,
stinks.
in
No,
particular,
no
they
doubt.
got some other guys too.
Yeah,
That's
no doubt it stinks. But I 100% believe Dave Martinez someone's gonna hire Dave Martinez. He's a fantastic manager, but he's had a really tough time with the youth that they've had on this franchise.
He
For
was
the
an
last 3 years.
excellent bench coach for the Cubs, and
Yes, he was.
I was excited when he got the opportunity in Washington, and then immediate success with a team he kind of inherited. So I think he'll get another shot though. He had good success there. Minority manager, won a World Series. Should get another crack. Wes, what you got, man?
Yeah. We talked about some Diamond Youth softball going on. We also have some Diamond Youth baseball getting going this weekend.
Oh shoot,
Starting on the 12th.
we got state
Hilton
tourneys.
Head.
Yes, on the
Yes,
12th.
Hilton Head in 3A. 10U
And
baseball.
Ozone.
Hilton Head facing Dillon. That will be in Georgetown, South Carolina, starting on Saturday. I really like what I saw from that team. I got to see a couple of those games over in Crossings, and they've got some tremendous batters over there. I'm excited to see what they can do. Some exciting youngsters on that squad, and then I'm really excited for what Ozone can do. 12U, Hilton Head will be there as well, and Florence.
That's a very strong Hilton Head team.
Very,
They got
very good Hilton Head team. So I'm excited to see what they can do against Lancaster. It'll be 11:30 a.m. Saturday over in Florence. So a decently long drive for them, and it should be fun following these state tournaments. I think that Ozone team has a real chance of going deep in this tournament from what I've seen from them. And you got to see them, Max. You're any like,
I always
because I saw them.
Hilton Head to go deep.
I always, I saw that team throughout the state Ozone state tournament at Burton Wells. Really strong team. Got some depth in terms of pitching. They got some depth, and I really do think this Ozone team could get to the finals. It is a tough bracket. When you're looking at it, they got some really, really strong teams in that bracket. So anything can happen, but
Dillon, North Myrtle Beach.
It's a war. It's a war of attrition. You got to just get through one at a time and get to the end, and hope you got a little bit more pitching left than the other guy.
Right.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, those 12-team tournaments. That is one.
You
heck
just got
of
to take them one at a time.
Yeah.
It's a battle, and you can lose any one of them.
Real
too,
battle.
Let me tell you. By the time you get there, you can lose about any one of them. So, good luck to those guys. Hope they rep the Lowco well.
I do have one more parting thought.
Okay.
It's a feel-good story from a guy that Marcus, I know that you love and appreciate. Dick Vitale, getting some good news today from the medical people that they examined him today. His vocal cords came back cancer-free. So that is phenomenal news. Great to hear that for Dick Vitale, one of the most beloved sportscasters, not just this generation, but of all time. So awesome, baby.
I do want to say the one more thing I did see today, that Chris Paul, point guard, who's been a part of the NBA for years now, heading into his 21st season as an NBA player, has announced it will be his last He's currently a free agent right now, still looking for a team, but he said whoever he goes with, it will be his last season as an NBA player. He's 40 years old, and he's been playing for a really long time. And I really do think, I believe he deserves to be a Hall of Famer in my book. He's been a great player for so many years. Obviously, he hasn't had a championship, but I really do believe he should be a Hall of Famer. He's been one of the top point guards in the NBA for well over a decade and a half.
And speaking of farewells, you pointed out, Marcus, that Mike Breen is hanging him up, the beloved commentator for ESPN, ABC.
I saw that. I think that may have been. I saw that last
false?
week. I think that may have been false.
Really?
News. Yeah, I think.
Fake news.
That was a mistake.
Well, okay, correct.
Well, that's my parting thought. I guess then is what happened to the good old days when you could see some news on the internet? You knew it was news.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's why you really got to be careful, because
it's crazy though.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, no. There's a bunch of parody accounts especially on X, Twitter.
Well, and it's so stupid how they're actually like,
and what they do is
they're incentivized to do this crap because it gets a bunch of interaction and they make
insiders.
money.
Well, they portray themselves as their actual.
Oh yeah, like that Adam Schefter with no C account, or the fake Wodges that would pop up with NBA news all the time.
Also, I think the one thing we forgot to mention, God, a lot of stuff happened over the weekend.
Hey, we don't have to report on all national.
I know, but
over the
obviously the New York Knicks found their new head coach.
Yeah, I see. 8,000 shows have already talked about this crap. Nobody cares what we think about that.
People could.
Mike Brown.
People could.
Mike Brown. LeBron fired him. We're not going to say anything original that nobody else has said about it. I promise.
I think it's a good move. That's all I wanted to say.
Hi, doggo. All right, boys. You think it's a good move?
You got one, Matt? You got one, JJ?
I think they could have chosen.
My parting thought is just stop posting fake stuff on the internet, man.
No, like seriously.
And also, this is, I won't read it out loud, but this is for Marcus. My friend Matt DeColius sent it to me.
We're winning today. We're winning tonight, baby.
Oh, man.
I don't know how to do any of this.
David Fry.
Do any of this.
Well, but my friend Matt DeColius, fellow Guards fan, sent me that after the Cubs were
from HHCA from back in the day.
The amount of memes.
JP2
or JP2. That's right.
Hilton Head Prep before that, actually. But
the amount of memes I've seen of going on about the Atlanta Braves as well is just just like I can't.
What's going on over there?
At least you aren't the Rockies.
Wild stuff.
All right, boys. Well, it was fun. It's gone on a few minutes too long, but we won't hold it against ourselves. We'll get back with you one night this week.
As long as we're having fun.
Not sure when, but just yet. But we'll get on the same page and get back in here and tell you as soon as a few things happen and we got something to talk about. We'll see you again on the Loco Sports Lowdown. Thanks to all of our sponsors, especially the OGs Mickelson Law Firm. Hit us up if you want to be a sponsor for the upcoming season, because it's time to roll that stuff over real soon. We're hitting the ground running for 2026, 25-26 real soon. So let's get going with that. Thanks to everybody who showed up to listen or watch, and thanks to you guys for being the best wingmen in the business. For Marcus Walsh, Max Araj, and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. And goodbye from Max's Doggos. And until next time, go Loco.
The Lowco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Lowco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Lowco.